guys, I'm Miles Branman, and this is Neil, Nissan Product Communications, and we're talking about a very special vehicle today. It is the one behind us. It's the Nissan GT-R50.
So the Nissan GT-R50 is a joint celebration between Italdesign, the renowned Italian design house, and Nissan, celebrating the 50th anniversary of GT-R badge, which first appeared in 1969, and also the formation of Italdesign, which was 50 years ago in 1968. So the lovely guys at Italdesign approached us about 18 months ago, and they said, we've got an idea, just listen to this. We'd like to jointly celebrate our anniversary and the anniversary of the GT-R name badge, and we'd like to kind of use our experience and expertise to do something a bit different with the GT-R. So Alfonso Albaiza, our global head of design, he thought about it for about a minute and a half, and he said, okay, yeah, let's do it. So he put our teams, the design studios in Japan, in London, in San Diego. He put them on the case, and the kind of the winning sketch came from the guys in San Diego, but we transferred the project to London because of the proximity to Turin, which is where Italdesign is based. And then fast forward sort of 18 months, and here we are. So clearly, I mean, I think you hopefully will have seen, it still retains that presence, that muscularity, and that imposing presence of a GT-R, but we've really tried to sort of take it to the next level. We've got this kind of imposing front end, which if you see it in your rearview mirror, it's going to look like you're going to be eaten. So you'd better get out of the way. The gold accents are a reference to it being the 50th anniversary, because golden anniversary and all that. And then as we go around, you're going to see that these got these beautiful wheels with carbon fiber detailing, with and the Brembo brakes, as you would expect, for huge stopping power. And then gold accents at the sort of the rear vent and the side view mirrors. And then moving backwards, big muscular kind of rear wheel, real blister over the rear wheel, and this huge wing which will move up and down on the customer cars, and this sense of a second body sort of breaking out from underneath the grey-green section of the body shell, and these sort of what we call the floating round rear lights. So classic homage to the GT-R there, the double rear lights, but they're sort of floating with hollowed out interiors.
They are spectacular.
And then that large sort of gold surfacing at the rear, which is it's complex but sort of natural and not overly designed, I think you'd say. And this kind of beautiful detailing carbon fiber. The designers were really able to have a lot of fun, to really kind of put in some lovely details. And thanks to Italdesign's expertise in kind of making bespoke vehicles and working with exotic materials, we can see that they've done an outstanding job. So this detail here that we're just zooming in on, this is the high entry brake light. So it's a piece of kind of clear material, but it illuminates red, so that
it's kind of like the Le Mans cars.
Yeah, exactly cool. Right. Yeah, there's a little reference to that there. So that, whoa, I'm about to fall off. I'm so excited. I'm not looking where I'm going. So here it is. So underneath it, we've discussed the design. Underneath it is a GT-R Nismo. And the full all-wheel drive system that represents. Now, idea behind the project, as well as celebrating the 50th anniversary of both the GT-R name badge and of Italdesign, the idea was always to say, well, look, why don't we see if we can find 50 wealthy, committed, hardcore car collectors who've got deep pockets who would like to buy one. So let's say, roughly speaking, $1 million would get you in the conversation. And if we can find 50 people who've got those deep pockets, we're going to make 50 of them. So that's the intention. Now the customer cars, they're going to have an uprated engine from the GT-R Nismo, because for some people 600 horsepower is not enough. So with our knowledge and expertise from GT3 racing, we'll have high flow turbos, new injectors and reinforced sort of internals, plus uprated sort of powertrain through the twin clutch gearbox. And that will put down about 710 horsepower, which for me would be enough, but you never know. Maybe not. Maybe it's not even enough for them. So now at this phase, having shown it a Goodwood Festival of Speed about 6 weeks ago, and then we shipped the car over to Monterey Car Week. We're having a couple of days in LA, and then next stop is Tokyo. We're on a global tour of this car.
And to stop you for one sec, this is then the only one in the world.
Yeah, so this is car zero. This is the only one in the world. I had to just remind Miles that we've insured it for something over $1 million. So he went a bit pale, but he's been driving it very sensibly. My heart rate has not bust through the roof, so I'm happy about that. And yeah, so this is the first car. It's car zero. And we are optimistic already from the level of interest we've had from some pretty rich car collectors. We're pretty optimistic we're going to get to 50 customers. So you may, who knows, see one day on the streets of the US or wherever you happen to be. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, and hopefully those people who buy them drive them, because from my limited time behind the wheel thus far, it drives fantastically. And again, because this is car zero, it's a prototype, and prototypes don't often drive all that well, but this car drives spectacularly. In fact, I'm gonna get behind the wheel and show you guys what it's like to drive. Yeah, it's basically just this race-inspired digital instrument cluster, and a couple like the hazard lights and a couple other toggles, but that's about it in here. But it's cool because it makes the focus about the driving experience.
And then, I mean, and that's, you know, in this day and age, we have touch screens, we have infotainment systems, Bluetooth, you know, apps even, and it's time to kind of get back to basics, focus on the important business of driving and enjoying the performance.
There is plenty of it to be had here. It sounds great too when you're getting on it.
Yeah, it keeps that kind of distinctive GT-R kind of burble and that kind of roar when you
boy, the turbos. It's the first time I actually got on it a bit. Wow.
No, it doesn't get old either.
No, gosh, they sound great. The steering is phenomenal. It's like telepathic. The moment you turn the wheel, it's diving in. But it's not unsettled. It's very smooth through the corners. Yeah, like I said, it really doesn't drive like a prototype. This drives like a very finished product. Jump on it in third gear. And
go for it. Let's hear it.
Wow, it sounds like a rainstorm. The turbo is coming on at full bore. That's not bad. It's getting to some pretty good speed very quickly, but from my experience, all I'm feeling is the G-force. There's not thrash. There's not overexcitement from the chassis. It's very settled, very composed. I do believe someone who has the funds to buy a car like this, because often those folks, sometimes they have the money but not necessarily the driving experience, and so they hop in a car that's $1 million and they don't know how to handle it. But something like this, I think they could access, 70-80% of its performance pretty easily right out the box.